Native Instruments, finally, Maschine 3. Let's talk about it. Yes, we waited for a long time, and I know everybody who has been supporting the Native Instruments community, they had questions. Fruity Loops dropped their updates. So many different DAWs dropped their different updates, and we were just sitting here in the dark. We didn't know if we were going to get a brand new piece of hardware, but we got the Maschine 3 software, which is, I love it. You know what I mean? I got my equipment right here in my studio, and I'm definitely about to download it right now. But let's talk about some of the features that they brought with this new update. You know what I mean? I'm excited. You know what I mean? So, Maschine 3, brand new update for those who already have Maschine 2. Is just a simple update on your native access portal. Just go in there and download it and you straight. For those who've never had Maschine 2, it's a $29 update. You pay $29 on the native access, and you get the brand new program straight off the download, and you can go ahead and enjoy. Now, the first thing that I loved about looking at the update was the actual look of it. The look of it is a little bit more bright, which I think it's gonna, be a little bit more enticing to work on the actual program. I'm not gonna lie, my Maschine 2 is very dark. It's very which I didn't have too much of a problem with it, but at the same time, I would love to see a lot more brighter, colors, what I'm saying, the knobs, things like that, especially like at nighttime when you're working on beats, so you don't want to have, your lights, sitting too bright, you know what I mean? But you want to have your interface and your workflow, just as a good lighting to be able to do what you need to do. So that's the first thing that I caught that I appreciate. So thank you, Native Instruments, for making the color schemes, making the layout just a little bit more sexier. You know what I mean? Like it's a sexy thing. Secondly, the one update that everybody, from Serato, to Studio One, has implemented, which is stem separation. Stem separation is actually taking a track, a song, and putting it into the Maschine 3, and you can separate the vocals, you can separate the drums, you can separate the pianos and the bass, you know what I mean? So they break it down into the program like this. It's pretty much broken down into 4 different waves when you do the stem separation. So one would be the drums, one would be the vocals, one would be the bass, and then the last one would be other. Other is pretty much any other instrument like, piano or violin, synth, things like that. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much how they break it down. From the looks of it, looks very, very easy. They've actually implemented other audio formats as opposed to just having the wave and AIFF. So if you actually drag you can drag MP4 files, MP3 files, and like a couple of other different formats that they didn't have before. Everything was just wave or AIFF, especially in the samples that you would use. Like I would literally have to, when I chop my samples, I would have to put it in waveform. If I'm not recording it in the Maschine myself, the ones that I import into like folders, I would have to make it a WAV file or AIFF file for it to even play. But now they're saying that they have, MP4 files, MP3 files can be played, FLA files can be played in a lot of other formats. So that's really helpful because, especially when you're sampling from different places, sometimes you might have to take that movie file and just take one little piece and chop it up, and you don't have to go through all those other programs in order to convert the file so you can put it in the machine. So I appreciate that. Thank you for that. A couple of other features that they have is the MIDI tools is a little bit more fine tuned, which I really really appreciate for this reason. When I was working on a Maschine 2, there were some things that I would want to do, like, mute a particular note. Instead of deleting it, I would want to mute it because I want to bring it back if I need to. And I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to mute a particular note. Now you can. Now they fine tune the way you can drag and drop and use the velocity on the MIDI tools. So I really, really like that. I think that was one thing that I feel like Fruity Loops, had the one up on. You know what I mean? Is the ability to fine tune on a piano roll. You know what I mean? Fine tune those different things. And I think that, Native Instruments is trying to compete. You know what I mean? It's trying to really, really compete. So I appreciate that. Other couple of things. Bounce in place. Bounce in place is pretty unique. So it gives you the ability to take an actual scene or even a part of the song when you song mode it, and you can bounce just that part, you know, from the left to the right, whatever you set, you can bounce just that part. And I think that that's really, really great because some musicians and some producers, sometimes they, let's say if they import, their track from Native Instruments to another DAW, and they want to just take a particular piece, like just the intro. I redid the intro, and I want to just take that piece and export it and send it out. You're able to do that now. You know what I mean? Before, you would have to actually put it in song mode and possibly export it that way. But now you can take just the scene that you want and bounce that particular scene in place. So I really, really like that. They got a couple of other, updates, like adding the ozone plugins to be able to use AI to master certain songs and certain beats or whatnot. So it's pretty much you take the actual ozone AI and you can either drag in a song that's already mastered so they can match the actual tone of it and match the mastering to it, and then be able to master your beat or your song the same way. As well as there's a couple of fine-tuned tools in there that allows you to master it with ease. So I want to see what that's about. I don't know about that. Me, usually when I work on different songs and beats, I like to mix and master myself. You know what I'm saying? Doing my own tweaking and whatnot. So I want to see what that's like and see if that helps in any way. And they also give you um they give you a new sound kit that you can use, a couple other sounds that you can use, but it's a couple of other updates. I don't want to get into all of it, but I am excited. My thoughts, I'm excited to download the new Maschine 3 because, to be honest with you, I didn't think that we needed new hardware just yet. You know what I mean? We got the Control MK3, which is a good thing. I'm actually going to pick that up pretty soon. But we got the Control MK3, and that's a great piece of hardware. Everybody's sitting there waiting for a new Maschine MK3. I got the MK2, but I don't think we need that right now. We have the Maschine Plus. We have the Maschine Plus. We don't need no new hardware right now. We just needed the updates on the hardware to be able to do other things of what the other competitors are doing. So I think this is great. I'm definitely going to dig into it. I was making beats today, but I didn't update to the Maschine 3. I'm going to do it now before I get my day started and take the kids to school and everything like that. So by the time I come back, it'll be downloaded, ready to go, and I'm definitely finna get to it. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know which update you feel like is the best update, for Native Instruments. And yo, let's get to it, man. Let's get to the workload. I'm excited to make some new beats. I got some new projects that I'm working on. And I appreciate y'all, man. Leave it in the comments. You already know. Leave it in the comments. I'm at 881 subscribers. I'm at 881 subscribers. I'm almost to that 900. Let's try to get there, man. I appreciate y'all. Yo, we going to keep this thing rolling. Workload.